Some questions from a writer in the UK. Based upon one of our segments on conservative MAGA rap, she reached out and asked if we could maybe go a little bit deeper into some of these things and kind of maybe explain it for something that she's writing. I don't know if it's a paper or I don't know if it's something she's writing, but I guess we can just kind of go through this and just kind of give our thoughts on it and see if we even have the answers for it. But the first question is, how long have conservative and MAGA rap existed in the USA? And my response to that would be conservative rap has been around for a very long time.
Yep.
But MAGA rap is kind of a new thing with Trump.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Conservative rap was, I think of like the fiscal conservative billionaires rapping. I think we actually talked about this in the episode itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the MAGA rap is something completely different, where I don't know if it's the populism with Trump that brought it out or whatnot, but it was definitely, in my opinion, I don't think I saw any of those weird MAGA rappers before that.
Nah.
Not even close. Yeah, they all
brand new.
They all just kind of popped out of nowhere.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys have any other comments on that, but
No, I because when we talked about it, I said, honestly, a lot of the tenets of quote unquote conservatives, I can't say conservatism.
Sorry, though. It's all right.
Tonight.
is it
all right.
conservatism or conservativism? Maybe
Did
that's
you say
why.
cons-
Being a conservative,
There we go.
Yeah.
if you will, being pro-gun,
Right.
and being very much pro-capitalism.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the kind of gimme, mine. Money is, what makes you successful and should make you somebody to be admired in this country. That's all. Honestly, that's quite honestly been a part of hip hop for 30 years.
Yeah.
But as far as like the very far right fringe part of it, that's something that came along. I don't know what it's like post January 6, 2021. But I do think the whole MAGA, we haven't even had a chance to discuss it because it's not like it's even popped up on our radar as far as MAGA rap.
Right.
Other than
I think we talked about it one time.
That Tom
yeah,
McDonald.
it's
and I think that was about
once
getting
or twice,
clout.
maybe.
Yeah.
Once or
Because
twice.
honestly, if you watch Fox News all the time, you think, a lot of these people don't want to be associated with, after January 6th, they don't want to be associated with that.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. All right. Second question here is, who are the main conservative MAGA rappers in the USA? What language, iconography.
Yeah, you
There
go.
we go. Messaging do they use? And again, I guess it goes back to the last question. I don't know. I don't really. The only one that I really know, there's a black artist and then there's a white artist. And Tom McDonald is one of them. And I don't even know the black artist's name.
Yeah, I don't know these people.
I think he came up on.
We watched him on something.
Yes,
I don't remember what it was.
We
but
watched the video, but I'm not gonna lie and say I remember his.
I
name.
intentionally try to forget these people, and I don't promote them at all.
At all.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Yeah, it's almost it's really annoying that there's a phrase called MAGA hip hop because it's like it's an idiocracy. Like how do you use MAGA or whatever your upbringing is to pretty much muddy a culture?
yeah.
Right.
Well, that's what happens when you let white people into something,
Man,
because it's just a.
He said it. We did.
yeah.
Yeah, we ain't say that no.
But think about it. It just ever since the first white person been left in, you just don't know who you're letting in.
I feel-
You know. Imagine being a fan of hip hop culture and but not even having any understanding of what that culture is like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so you like the rap music, but that's it. You just like the rap.
You don't
part.
actually like.
on all of
You
the-
don't even understand the culture.
on all of these videos. To your point, when you look at if there's a comment section that's available, you see how lost or how ridiculous the comments are. They tell the story.
Yeah.
The people that support it, they tell the story. All you gotta do is go through the comments and look.
Yeah. I mean, imagine being from a small town in Indiana and saying that you're a part of hip hop culture.
Yeah.
Like what hip hop culture? Like we
Right,
barely
hip-hop.
have one in Indianapolis. Like I
Yeah.
mean, we have one, but it's
Yeah.
Bryson Gray.
Bryson
That's
Gray.
it. There he
That's
is.
his name. Yep. All right, let's move on. What elements, musical, cultural, and I can't say this word. It's like
iconography.
There we go.
There it is.
Do they
I can't say the other words, but I got that.
Slow down over there. Just take
what
a deep
elements, musical, cultural, and iconography do they borrow from hip hop culture?
Just the rhyming.
I wouldn't even say borrow. They steal.
breath. Still is a good
They
word.
steal to pretty much sound relevant and like they're hip when it is. I don't know. I'm disgusted at the kind of.
Well, it's blasphemous, really.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you want to look at it, the production that they use is
Production.
it's blatantly, playing on the trap type sound, and they know what they're doing when they make these records. We want to make it sound like it's whatever today's hip hop is
You can
considered.
get a beat from anybody.
Yeah.
Would you consider, like Southern white artists like Yellow Wolf, when he was like rocking with the Confederate flag and stuff like that, or even Kid Rock when he was like dabbling a little bit? Would you even consider them
Kid
to
Rock
be
ain't dabbling.
You talking about old Kid Rock?
old Kid Rock?
He done come on over. Okay. Old Kid Rock.
Kid Rock is
He's out of there. Yeah, he's
he's-
just rap now.
yeah. He's
I
out.
don't know, with
He's out here
Yellow
throwing horses
Wolf-
at people.
Where's Yellow Wolf from? Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense for him to.
Yeah, it kind of does. I mean, and it was around. Well, I wouldn't say around because, of course, we've seen Lil Jon and East Side Boys use it. We've seen even Andre 3000 have a belt buckle on with the same symbol on. We've seen Kanye West do it too.
But it's different when
But
a
it's
white
different when
artist
white
does it.
artist
100%
does
I
it,
agree.
yes. It's almost like
Because they know what they're doing.
yeah.
So.
Well, some of them don't. That's the problem. They think that it's harmless and that it doesn't mean anything,
Right.
and that they're representing their heritage.
Right.
When indeed some of these people's heritage has nothing to do with the South.
Right.
Well, yeah. And plus,
Well, he
this is the
does,
thing.
but he's from Alabama.
If it didn't mean that, they wouldn't fight so hard for it.
Yeah.
There it is. Yep.
That's true. All right. How niche mainstream is the movement in the USA? Some conservative or MAGA rappers seem to have millions of views on YouTube, for example. I think we kind of already talked about this. I don't think they're super mainstream at all.
They're not.
No.
I mean,
I
they're
think
getting
it's-
support from their core.
And they're getting support from their political base.
Yeah.
And a lot of those people aren't even fans of hip hop at all.
Remotely associated with hip hop or
Nah.
follow
Yeah,
it
they
or
would-
anything.
yeah.
I kind of
Not
relate
even
it to
close.
like when Eminem got big and he brought over like
That's exactly what I was
a
thinking.
huge white fan base that had nothing to do. They just liked the fact that he was white and rhymed well.
More recently, Macklemore.
That's a good one. Macklemore is a good one. I would agree with that. Macklemore is a good one.
And I don't even blame Macklemore.
I don't either.
No.
You know,
Because
it's
he's
not-
actually pretty dope.
Because
But
thrift shop
He's
went.
he's a
Yeah,
product.
100%.
He's just a product of that.
That
He's just a
concept
product-
is still the same.
He's just
Yeah,
a
it's
product
still
of
the
the
same.
system that says, "Hey, rap music."
We
When they see a
like
white
him. We
person doing
really
it.
like him.
Yeah.
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 Same with Logic to a degree. Even
But
even
at
though,
the same
even though he's mixed.
Eminem has pretty much smacked people in the face and said, "I don't represent what you represent,"
Yeah.
and people still follow him. But I believe he has lost a lot of people, a lot of followers, based off him taking that stance, and I applaud him for that too.
Yeah. Let's see. What elements
That's a
in
good
the
point.
what elements in the history of rap music from the beginnings of hip hop culture to today have allowed for rap with conservative rather than socially progressive messaging? For example, is it commercialization, social media, themes around gun culture, and capitalism, etc.?
I mean,
Social
rap and
media.
hip hop is the number one
media.
music, the number one music form of music right now.
It is popular culture.
Yeah,
It's everywhere. By far the biggest genre. Yeah.
But it's social media.
Social media.
Because without, I mean, and I include YouTube as social media.
right.
You know,
Yeah, it is.
without YouTube, we would never hear about any of this stuff.
That's
Right.
true.
It's not going to get played on the radio. It's not going to get. Nobody's going to play it in a club, and it's not going to. Nobody's going to go buy it.
nah.
I would agree.
Like
Okay.
this is all about social media, clicks, and clout.
Yeah.
In politics.
The next question we've kind of already answered, but is what is the difference between conservative and MAGA rap? Do we need to go any further
I
on
think we
that?
already
Nah.
covered that.
I would pretty much.
Is MAGA rap here to stay? Is
No.
it likely
Not at
to
all.
have a cultural and
Nope.
political
It's already
influence?
gone. Really,
God, it's out of there.
it's gone.
You
I
know
don't-
what? If
I don't
they-
think it is.
If they bring Big T back,
Big T.
I don't think it is going to
if
go
they
away.
find a way, and because of what they've done with the courts and the way they've moved the voting laws, and somehow he becomes the nominee,
You think it's going?
You look, I like after 2016, I don't put anything past anybody. It could be right on back.
My head is
They'll
gone.
have some MAGA rappers at the Republican National Convention.
It don't even exist anymore in my head already.
I mean, I don't pay attention to it like that.
Nobody who actually likes hip hop pays any attention to it.
No, but at the same time, there are always going to be these fringe groups of, you know, far right libertarian rappers and stuff like that, you know, and to that degree, which, you know, whatever. But it's
I mean, just like there's the whole genre of kind of hate racist rock. You know, they've never been played on MTV or any of the, you know, all this is very
it still
niche.
exists.
It still exists, but nobody really cares outside of those people that need to get a life.
What disgusts me even more is what Jay Moore just said about if somebody gets elected, you might see an uptick.
So that goes to her next question.
Oh, okay.
Which I'll let you talk about. Is MAGA rap a symptom of the rise of populism in the USA and the economic West?
It just disgusts me because I know in my gut, it's my personal opinion, that people don't care about hip hop. They don't care about it thriving or want anything to do with it unless it's associated with, you know, an election or, you know, some clout. That's what burns me up the most about it, because it's like it'll stay and it'll go away, and then something else will pop up. It's like, okay, we're back, and then the comments are jumping again. They don't even care about it. It's the ultimate culture vulturing, if you ask me. I hate it.
Well, no, I mean it really is. Look, there are people who feel like they're underrepresented, even though, you know, all the laws are basically written to make sure that they maintain a majority of power, even if they have a minority of the amount of votes in this country, but still somehow they have to feel this level of victimhood. And without that, a lot of these people wouldn't even try to rap.
Right.
That's so true.
So they're trying to give a voice to the
They're
people
using it.
who have. It's like they're trying to give another voice to, when people say, "Oh, we're the voice for the voiceless." No, you're not.
No.
You're the voice for the people who already have a voice.
I mean, it's literally
it's like you're looking to be a victim.
Yes.
Everybody wants to be a victim
in a system that has already favored the work on your behalf.
Yeah,
That's
everybody.
it right there.
Everybody privileged wants to be a victim,
And the thing is,
even kids, kids that grew up privileged, they want to figure out a way to be a victim or to act like they had some kind of trauma.
but see, this is the thing, and this is where a lot of this comes from.
That's tough.
The more fair things become, like fairness feels like oppression to somebody who's always had privilege.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and I always like to put things in the realm of sports or Star Wars, and I'll put it in sports here. All right. If, you know, when Jackie Robinson broke into the league in 1947, you know, instead of saying, "Oh, okay, it's a more fair play field," that means there's when Jackie Robinson comes to play, there's a mediocre white baseball player that doesn't have a chance anymore.
yeah.
Okay.
They took our job.
Yeah, exactly. So instead of being excited about there being more good baseball players,
Yeah.
they're upset that mediocre white baseball players don't have the same opportunity that they had yesterday.
Yeah.
And
Which tells you what it's really about,
So that's
or what it was really.
and so that's a microcosm of American society. It used to be
that goes back to the 1860s.
Yeah, everything,
it used to be
everything evolves around
you know,
that.
it used to be
Even
if
when
you were-
voter rights came to play,
Yep.
that's
when
about
they started
fairness.
saying that people had to like take some kind of quiz
Yeah.
in order to even be able
Poll
to vote.
taxes, the
And then
grandfather
they
clause.
grandfathered the white people in that weren't smart enough to take these quizzes because they would fail these quizzes and not be able to vote either.
Yep.
They grandfathered all of them in. I mean, it's all those.
So it's a when I talk about the sports example, it's a real microcosm of what it is. When, like I said, when we go into corporate America, when we go into the halls of government, you know, there's somebody who were, you know, you don't have to be that old to remember if you worked in corporate America, there were no women or minorities, you know, in any positions of even middle management. And so, like, you know, when you talk about how people get upset about, say, affirmative action. Okay, say there are 10 positions for a job. You know, 9 of them go to white people, 1 goes to a black person. And you know how you get people to be upset? You say, hey, that black guy got my job. Well, maybe the other 9 white people got, one of the other 9 white people got your job.
Yeah.
Right.
So, you know, so that's how you maintain a certain level of animus and anger from people who are overly represented, and you make them feel like victims and they feel like they're underrepresented.
And this has been
Love the
going
baseball
on
analogy.
since the inception of all this stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know why the Southern strategy keeps coming to my mind, but I don't know if that's related to it or not. But this was done, you know, it's how they made poor whites, you know, feel like they were less or more
better than poor
black people or just any black person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, so
Well, if you can get, like I said, if you can get white people to be like, yeah, I'm down for this tax.
It's literally still going on to this day.
I know.
It's what's
It's just-
funny.
it's just
Like,
changing.
because
It's
the
like-
people the poor people who absolutely should not vote Republican, they vote Republican just because they feel like that's what they're supposed to do.
That's how you get poor white people to
Bingo.
vote for a millionaire tax cut and non-universal health care.
yeah, it's
Because they think, oh, well, are black people going to get it too?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Well, we
Okay,
don't
well
want
then
that.
let me go. Yep.
well, not consciously. It's all
Yeah, it's-
subconscious.
yeah.
It's subconscious.
Oh, they're going to figure
The
it out.
layers.
And I'm not
of
about
it.
to sit there and
I
say
see
I've
you,
never
Long.
voted for a Republican, because I've definitely voted for a Republican. And to your point, as far as Star Wars analogies, you got to be in that gray. It can never be all dark side and can never be all Jedi.
Bro, I ain't voting for no Republican.
I've voted for a Republican before,
I have
you say,
too.
Long?
and I
have.
still will, based depending on what they're talking about.
Make it make
Yeah,
sense.
but I mean,
I can't,
but this was before.
because I
This was
can't.
before Republicanism and Trumpism were
Yeah.
so Now I can't.
Yeah,
Because
that's
like
true.
It's
because
too
like
far
people,
gone.
because
That's
people are
true.
like, oh, you voted for Joe Biden. I was like, look, I wasn't excited about Joe Biden, but if you give,
Nah.
if it's
Bruh.
but if it's between Joe Biden, who just somebody who I have some
I've
fundamental
never voted
disagreements.
for a Republican president.
If
Let me
it's-
put it in
But
context.
if it's between Joe Biden, somebody I have many
A conservative
fundamental
Democrat.
I have many fundamental disagreements with.
Yeah.
And basically fascism, which is what you were going to get with Donald Trump.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm never going to vote for fascism.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And so, like, when you give me this guy and fascism, all right, I'll vote for this guy.
Bro,
Nah,
I'm-
for real.
Bro,
It's just
I'm
a,
rolling dice.
it's a walking fucking oxymoron anyway when we're talking about somebody rapping about MAGA. I mean,
It
what
just-
type of shit is
The whole
that, man?
concept is corny, man. It's just
the whole
it's just
thing
trash.
the whole thing is just it's
Yeah, it ain't it. It
it's
ain't
counterintuitive to
It
what
just leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm
I
cool
hope he
on
answered
all
your
that.
questions.
Yeah, oh yeah. Great questions, by the way, too. Very well worded and
I'm way
Yeah.
too far left to ever vote for anybody. Like the Democrats are way too conservative for me.
Democrats
to,
is trash nowadays.
like
You want me to keep it 100?
like
Oh,
I'm
yeah, that's
I'm way
100.
too far left to vote for a Republican because they're like
so far gone.
Nah, I mean the Democrats are
Because
mostly
like
gone.
because
so.
the thing is, instead of like, because this is the thing, they'll say, oh well, you know, some of these Democrats are moving too far to the left, but then they don't look at how far it used to be the Voting Rights Act. The last time the Voting Rights Act was up for authorization, it passed 98-0. Now you can't get one Republican to vote for the Voting Rights Act reauthorization.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So why are we looking at the Democrats talking about what they need to do, and we see how far to the right, and instead we're trying to move closer to the middle so we can find some common ground. This is the thing I love about Republicans. This is wild. They don't care if they have any Democratic
don't.
friends
No.
at
At
all.
all.
Bro, they are ruthless.
Democrats always like, oh, well, we can meet in the middle. We want to be friends.
Yeah.
No, F
No.
that.
Yeah.
Nah,
F that.
no, it's
If you really trying
If
to,
you ain't with the
No,
program,
they definitely move in unison.
yeah. And the
Yeah.
thing is, like, you know,
Hate.
like
hate.
we're like Democrats will fall in love, but Republicans fall in line.
Man,
100%.
That's super true.
they going.
They going.
If that's what we supposed to do, then that's what we all doing.
Yep.
Yep.
And we're gonna form like Voltron and do it.
It's
Yeah,
like as many of them that said they didn't fuck with Trump, they
As
still
soon as
made
he
sure
became
it
the
was,
nominee,
Yep, they
this
fell in
is
line.
our guy.
Yep.
And we'll just deal with it later.
Because the problem where we can't, there's no progress on certain things happening in Washington right now is because there's a couple of so-called
Stupid-ass
Democrats who want to be like, well, we
Pussy
need to,
ass
who-
Democrats.
be
Man,
like,
they so
we need to
pussy,
have
man.
we need to have bipartisanship, and it's like when the Republicans have party, they do. Do we need? It used to be we needed 60-something votes to get a Supreme Court nominee.
the
when they
people-
had power, they're like, nope, we only need 50.
Man,
know
that should be balls to the wall with them.
I know people that share so many things that
That's why I don't trust any of them.
so many articles or funny things about Joe Biden over and over and over, and they'll tag me and say, "This is your boy." I'm like, to what you said, it's like, I mean, it's not my boy.
I believe we left plenty of disclaimers on this episode recorded.
Yes,
that simply stated that we don't really rock with this motherfucker like that.
I don't know how much clearer we could have said it.
This is what we gotta do.
Like I said,
Jay Moore said it's fascism or a guy that's not
a guy I just don't
like
care
really rock
for.
with. Yeah, that's it.
The brass tacks of it all is the United States is super conservative, even comparative to the rest of the world.
Yeah.
So our Democrats are conservative.
Yeah.
In other countries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how far to the right we are.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like it's an uphill battle to do anything that any type of social change because, well, capitalism. One,
Yeah.
but
Hey, fuck all this MAGA shit.
Yeah.
So,
at the end of the day, that's what it boiled down to. Yep.
anyways, thanks for the questions.
Yes, we appreciate it.
And yep.